right. Can you please tell me your name and spell it out for me, please?
Yep, Mia Montgomery, M-I-A, and then M-O-N-T-G-O-M-E-R-Y.
All right, and you're here in regards to?
My father, Lionel Lewis.
Can you spell his name out, please?
Yep, Lionel-Lewis.
Excellent. All right, so what brings you here today, Mia?
So I really show up to all these events just to have my dad's name out there and support for my family.
All right, can you tell me a little bit about your dad and the case, what had happened?
Yep, so my dad was in Hibbing, Minnesota, where we lived. He was at a park and officers had shown up to the scene for a bystander call of domestic violence, and it was untrue. And when they showed up to the scene, they ended up hog tying my dad and spraying mace on his face and putting a spit bag over his head and leaving him in a squad car when it was 84 degrees for over an hour with the squad car off. And he ended up dying in the back of the vehicle.
Wow, when was this?
July 14th, 2002.
Which location?
Hibbing Police Department, Hibbing, Minnesota. Yep.
Okay. And what happened with the case? Well,
so the officers were all let free, so they all had a year of paid leave, and then they all went back and all were promoted to captain of the police departments.
Wow, sorry.
Yeah.
So, do you remember the names of the officers?
Yep, so there's Chris Helverson. I have them all on my phone, 1 second.
No problem.
I have all the things they were promoted to, so.
That's good. Bring those names out, bring the truth, the facts out, you know?
All right, so there's Mike Duvell. He is retired currently, but he was promoted to captain about 3 years after the incident. And then we have Chris Helverson. He was promoted to captain of the patrol division of all the state patrol in Minnesota. And then we have Brent Everett, who is currently a captain at the Hibbing Police Department.
So was there any justice served for your dad? Nothing?
None. Our family was actually threatened when we were looking for justice. A lot of my family came out from Indiana and were threatened that they're not safe here after dark.
Do you know who threatened them, or?
It was officers. Yeah.
How did they threaten them? Like
when they went to the police department, there was multiple threats made that they weren't safe there,
Okay.
and they made that very clear.
Wow.
But this was back in 2002, where that would be acceptable.
Can you tell me a little bit about your dad's, Lionel's character, persona, a little bit about him?
Yeah, so my dad was a really caring person. He always was really big on women. He grew up with a single mom, so he took care of all of his children really well. I have 2 siblings. I have a sister who's 11 days older than me, and then I also have a brother who is 8 years older than me. He was very involved in his kids' lives, so he was always moving around doing stuff. He liked to fish. He was really an outdoorsy person. He just had a really kind, big heart and wanted to help everyone around him. It seems to be the people killed by police are always the ones with the biggest hearts.
Yeah.
So.
What is something that we could do to honor his name? What is something that you would like us to do?
I don't think there's anything specific, but just talking about police brutality and bringing it up, because I don't want any other families going through what our family has gone through.
And what does it mean for you do you wish for the case to be reopened?
So for the case to be reopened, I don't think that's doable because of the statute of limitations in Minnesota. I've kind of accepted that we're not going to be able to do that. But I really just want support for all the other families that are going through this. I've grieved my loss and I'm learning to heal. But I want to be able to have healing things in place for other families like therapy because they did cause a lot of trauma for a lot of these families. And also just support in their cases.
Okay, are there any last comments that you would like to give before we conclude?
No.
All right, well, that will conclude the interview for today.
Okay, so you want to